Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I was watching Brian's live, Vineyard Farmhouse. That's quite interesting tonight, and didn't get away from that quite as quick as I should have. Let's see who we have in chat. Hello, Joe. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Pink Sparkle. Hello, DJ Turneroo. Hello, Barbara. Yep, that's right, Barbara. Yeah, usually I leave Brian's live about 5 minutes or so before the end. Well, I left it about 1 minute before the end tonight. Well, it's been a nice warm day today. Not sure what the high was today. I think they're predicting up around 90. Tomorrow, they're saying it's going to be record warm. Let me see. I'm bringing up the forecast here now. Yeah, it looks like we've got mid to upper 80s for the next 2 days. Over the weekend in the 70s. And then back into the 80s next week. But the one change is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, there's a chance of rain. 40% chance on Wednesday, 50% chance on Thursday, and 30% chance on Friday. So hopefully we can get some rain. I know a lot of the farmers are saying that they're feeding hay already, and they normally don't start feeding hay till December, January. So that's not good when they got to start feeding hay so early. And we're at a very high fire risk right now. There's a burn ban in every county in this part of the state. Apparently, the northeastern part of the state isn't quite as dry because they're at a lot lower fire risk. Around here, it's pretty dry. I'm not sure when the last time it rained was. I'm not sure if it rained in September or not. I think mid to late August is the last time I can remember that it rained. Who else came in? Hello, Northwoods Press. And I have no idea why you're not blue anymore. I guess if you miss a certain length of time, YouTube would take moderator status away. That's what I've heard. I've had it happen to other ones that missed a few lives. But we'll take care of that. Hello, Sassy777. Hello, Wanda. Hello, Katie. Hello, Bill. Hello, Art Wildman. Hello, Haig. And as usual, Joe's putting the reminders in for the drop commands for Nightbot. Thank you for that, Joe. You're always right on that. I'm glad we don't have your weather, Wanda. Last night, didn't have any heat on. Tonight, won't be any heat on. In fact, my air conditioner is on right now. Had that off for a few minutes while I was using the microwave. I think I could run the microwave and air conditioner no problem at the same time, but I just prefer to play it safe. And then I forgot to turn it back on when I got through microwaving, and it was starting to get uncomfortably warm again. You only got 71 arc. We're usually pretty close, but I thought it was a little warmer than that here. Of course, inside here, we still got heat build up from the day in here. I guess Nightbot don't want to tell me the weather. We'll try it again. Oh, it's dropped quite a bit since I came in. Yeah, I won't have to have the air conditioner on for too long. Yeah, I was sweating when I came in. I was out there late feeding, watering the chickens and guineas and stuff. I cleaned the car out tonight. And I don't know, I haven't been in the house too awful long. It's been a while, maybe an hour or so. Yeah, I haven't even wore a jacket yet. There's been some evenings and some mornings that I should have been dressed warmer, but I wasn't outside for any great length of time. So I just went out in shorts and t-shirt. I don't like to give up my shorts and t-shirts too easy. Yeah, it actually was a little chilly. You put the guineas out for a while. I had to wait a couple weeks on that for it to warm back up. And now nights are nice out there, and they're doing well outside. You're right straight through the 1st of November. It doesn't look like we're supposed to be any lower than mid-50s. Some nights mid-60s. So that's fine to me. Make sure I didn't miss any mun. We've been down to about 30 a couple times, but just very briefly in the early morning, then right back up. Yeah, you see, there's a lot of places up in the Northeast that's had snow, Northwoods. I still follow all the places on Facebook that I followed when I was living in New York. The meteorologists from up there and some of the pages in the Adirondacks and stuff. And I see the Adirondacks, they've had a good bit of snow already. I know you just barely saw him, but here's Superman. Hello, Muriel. Hello, Ace. Yeah, hopefully we got another few months before snow. Last winter, January was the only month we had snow. Yeah, the ground barely freezes here. We might have a week or two in January that'll freeze down a few inches. But nothing like up north. Yep, right. DK Turner Rule, family night. The pups and the cats are doing good. I do have one sick kitty. Took Dixie to the vet today. She's supposed to go yesterday, but didn't quite make it. I'll tell that story in a minute, what happened there. But I ended up getting delayed on the way there. And they were going to try to fit her in a little bit later in the afternoon, but they were booked up, so they gave me an appointment for today. So I got her there because she'd been coughing. She started end of last week. I didn't notice anything with her up until then. And over the weekend, she got worse and still coughing pretty good yesterday and Monday. So yesterday morning, I called, tried to get an appointment, get her in there. They booked an appointment right away. So I ended up having to take her today. And vet said she got a lot of wheezing in her lungs. And I mentioned to her, I said, well, last year she had pneumonia. And she said, well, that's basically what this is. This is Domino. So she got 2 antibiotic shots and a steroid shot. And she said, if she's not getting better in a few days or if she gets worse, take her back and then give her another shot. So hopefully this takes care of her. Hello, Elaine. Oh, that's not bad, Bill. Only down to about 8 feet. Where I lived in New York, if we got snow before it froze, obviously that ground wouldn't even freeze. But where the snow got plowed off, that would freeze down generally about 4 feet. And there'd be times that go a little bit deeper than that. But usually they figure if you got down below 4 feet, you were safe. Our frost line here is 14 inches. But I really don't see, unless it's an extreme winter, freezing that far. I would think generally probably not more than 6 inches. Hello, Emily. Hello, Moel. Yep, that's right. Anywhere's up there in the North Country, someone dies during the winter, they don't get buried till spring. When my dad died in 2012, we had a very late start to winter that year. He died on January 9th, and his funeral was, I believe it was the 12th or 13th of January. And the funeral director got special permission to have the burial because the ground wasn't froze yet. And anything after, I don't know if it's November 1st, or November 15th, something like that, they have to get special permission from the cemetery board to bury someone in the cemetery during the winter. And he called and she said, I don't think there's going to be a problem, but I just have to run this past the board. And they agreed to it. Then 5 years later, in 2017, my mom died on February 3rd, and her burial wasn't until the middle of May. Oh, I missed that one, Emily. I have to go back and check that out. Yeah, I watched one of Emily, EM74. I watched one of her lives the other day. She was showing the lake in the community where she lives and the ducks that live in there and the walking paths that they have around the lake. It was quite nice. Well, this one's Superman. He doesn't want to raise up so you can see him. And then this one's Domino. They're both right up here on my lap. Okay, Domino, I just want to show you on camera. Now I need to be able to see, okay? Stop. Please stop. Thank you. Oh, I believe it, Bill. That does not surprise me. Hello, Kitten Silver. Yeah, I'm originally from Central New York. I lived in Oswego County, Williamstown, Elmar Parish. I was in each of those three communities at some point during my life. Mostly Williamstown. Hello, Bobby. Yeah, you got that right, Emily. Cats are cute, that's for sure. Hello, Austin. I I did a video on Monday. That's the last video that I've done, Wanda. But I have another one coming out in a day or two. I have some hired hands coming tomorrow to do some work. And I've got to ask them to make sure it's okay with them. I'll film what they're doing, but see if it's okay if I film them actually doing that. First thing I'm going to start with is finishing up that electric fence for my livestock guardian dogs. So hopefully over the weekend, I can get that inspected and get them here. Well, not a problem, Emily. Superman, Austin said hi to you. Oh, yes, I am, Barbara. I thought I missed the deadline, but then all of a sudden, I got my voter registration card in the mail. Then I remembered, I think when I changed my address with the motor vehicle department, I think I registered to vote then. So I'm all set with that. And I'm not registered to any party. And that was one thing I did. I'd always been registered with one of the major parties. Won't say what one, but it's because I don't want to start a discussion. But I hate them both, so neither one now. Oh, so you didn't live too far from where I live, Kitten Silver. Yep, I'll be doing that, Wanda. Okay, I do want to get some more videos of the dogs, and then hopefully by this weekend, I'll have my other two dogs here. I think they'll get along, Barbara, but at first, I am going to keep them separated. But I do hope to eventually be able to have them together. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Hopefully, I'll have the livestock guarding dogs here this weekend, Wanda, if everything goes good. I'll probably I'll probably vote sometime next week. They opened up voting on Monday. Boy, Monday, there was an awful crowd there. There was quite a few people around Memorial Hall today, but it wasn't nothing like it was Monday. So I want to let the crowd die down a little bit. Yes, Elaine. Yeah, they're going to be finishing up the fence for me. That's the first project that I'm going to have them do. Yes, Wanda, they are. Grady is, well, he'll be 2 in February, so year and 8 months. And Ginger just turned a year old on October 6th. So they're good size. And of course, with bigger dogs, they normally figure 2 years they're full grown. So Grady's getting pretty close. And Ginger's still got a little growing to go, but she's a big girl right now. I've heard of Frenchman's Corner, but I can't quite place where it is. Yep, they're smart, Elaine, aren't they? Yes, Elaine. Once I get those two dogs here, then all my animals will be here. Hello, Razorback Rick. Oh, I get to realize when I got through telling about Dixie, I didn't tell about why I couldn't make it there yesterday. Well, I was a few miles down the road. All of a sudden, I hear a thump, 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 thump. Sounds like something hitting on the side of the car. So I start slowing down to stop. And then all of a sudden it stopped. But anyway, I stopped to see what was going on. Walked around the car, see what I could see. And apparently, I had run over a piece of metal and it got caught on my tire. And the thumping was where it was banging against the wheel well. And then it fell off. And in the meantime, when I go around the back corner of the car, I hear air coming out just like a blown air line on a truck. It was a big hole in my tire. Oh, right there on the road. Really don't want to be in the road changing a tire. The fire station was maybe 200 or 300 feet down the road. So I went down there, pulled in the fire station off to the side, found a place that it was flat, and then went to get my spare tire out, jack and stuff. By the time I got my spare tire and jack out, that tire was completely flat. And are using the lug wrench that came with the car. That's a piece of junk. It's a folding four-way. And it's just a real pain to use. Anyways, I ordered a 24-inch breaker bar and socket now. So next time, that'll go a little smoother. It ended up taking me an hour to get that tire changed. So, needless to say, definitely couldn't make it to the appointment on time. I'd already called and told them that I wasn't going to be able to make it at 2 o'clock. Because this was, I think, about 20 minutes to 2. And I still had almost 10 minutes to get there. So this morning, I go to the garage and fix a tire for me. And he told me that there was a rip in the tire. I thought at first it was just a nail, but it was a lot bigger than that. He said he was able to patch it. He said it'll be good for a while, but that may rip farther eventually. And he says if it does, then I'll probably need a new tire. But I'm going to hope that it doesn't get any worse. Because that tire's only been on there for about a month and a half. I think it was right after Labor Day I had those tires put on. So that's why now I'm thinking there was a piece of metal, because he said how big the hole was in it. He said it was a rip. So I think it was a piece of metal. I don't know for sure, Emily, but I'm hoping I can get the dogs here this weekend. After I get the fence completely up and energized, then I have to have Brett and Deborah come and inspect it, because that's one of their stipulations. And then after they approve it, they're going to bring the dogs. About 2.5 miles, Emily. Because I think the fire station is 2.5 miles from here. And it was just before the fire station. Well, I hope not, Rick. I definitely don't want to break Drew's record. I called Drew yesterday because I noticed earlier in the morning that his truck was at his house. So I figured he was over there, even though I didn't hear any equipment running or anything. Come to find out, he was at work. His truck had broke down, so that's why he left it there. Emily, you mean how my car now? Well, I got the tire fixed this morning, so it's as good as new now. Yeah, how many flat tires was it Drew had on one trip one time? Wasn't it 3 flat tires on one trip going to pick up a vehicle? Hello, Marianne. Nope, I didn't, Emily. And the worst thing about it, at least it wasn't terribly hot. Poor Dixie's in the carrier sitting in the car, and she didn't like being in the carrier to start with. And then she had to sit in there for an hour while I'm changing the tire. But I started the car up and ran the AC for her, make her a little more comfortable. Feeling a little bit better, Ace. Yeah, I think that iron I'm taking is helping me because I'm not falling asleep every afternoon now. Today, but it was partly, I could have kept pushing through. But I want to take a nap this afternoon so I won't be tired for my live tonight. And I didn't sleep all that long, just maybe 15, 20 minutes. But at one point there, I was laying down. Some days I'd sleep hour and a half, 2 hours in the afternoon. But I'm not doing that now, so I think we're on the right track now. Yep. That's bad when it's a brand new tire. I hate that. Hello, Albert. Yes, it's not going to be the first thing done, but I got a couple of hired hands. They're going to be starting tomorrow. And I'll have them help me with that insulation. Well, I actually have them do it because walls I do, but ceiling I can't. I don't trust myself on a ladder. But that's one of the things that I have in mind for them to do. Okay, Joe. You have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to have them get that fence finished up for me. And I don't know what will happen next, but I have some stones that I want picked up. And there was a steep bank in front of the house, goes down into the ditch next to the road. I want to get that bank cleaned up. There was some wood laying there. Get that cleaned up, get that all cut down. And then I want to lay some cardboard down and put some topsoil over it and plant a ground cover there to keep those high weeds and brush and stuff down. Now we one of the projects. Move the doghouse into the fenced-in area so the dogs can use that. Because right now it's sitting right next to the driveway. It's actually kind of in the way right now. I have to move that. And then I want to build a better gate to come into the yard. I know exactly how I want to do it, but it would involve me getting down on the ground to do part of it. So I'll just explain to them what needs to be done and have them do that. Got quite a bit I can have them do. And then at some point, I need to make some repairs to the chicken coop. There's a 2x4 goes across the back that holds the rafters up. That's rotted out, so it's starting to sag. So that needs to be replaced and get the rafters pushed back up where they belong. And one or two rafters need to be replaced. And I want to build an addition onto the chicken coop. So there's plenty of stuff. Hello, DIY American. Yep, Ace, when I had my blood test done, I went to the doctor beginning of the month. They said that I'm slightly anemic and need to increase my iron intake. The next couple of days, doghouse be getting in where it needs to go. I could do it, but it's heavy. And if something goes wrong, then I'm out of commission for at least several days. Could be weeks. So I prefer not to tackle anything like that. Hello, Judy. Hello, Tony. Yeah, Emily, I take the iron. I take a multivitamin that is made specifically for bariatric patients. And I take calcium. They had liver in stock, so I got some liver the other day. I just haven't cooked it up yet. We'll let it slide this time, Judy. I don't drink too much milk, Emily. Milk does not agree with me at all. I'm borderline lactose intolerant. So I've got to be careful on my dairy intake. Then if it gets too bad, I'm supposed to cut out all dairy for 2 or 3 days and then gradually go back to it. So I'm kind of careful with that. Well, I had a nice surprise the other night. I counted the chickens after dark so I could get an accurate count of them. And I had more chickens than I thought I had. I was back up to 35 again in the main flock. Because I've got quite a few of them that have decided they want a free range. Even though it's a 5-foot high fence, they're flying over it. Then usually at night, they fly back in and go in the coop. Well, some nights they don't go back in the coop. they go up in the trees. Because one night I counted them. I don't count them every night, but one night I counted them. I only had 29 of them in the coop. Should have been 35. I found 3 of them. The other 3 I couldn't find. But apparently they were around somewheres. Let's see, Monday night I think it was. Monday night, they were all there. I'm still missing one since I moved here. But other than that, that's the only one of the main flock that has mysteriously disappeared. And then the young ones that I hatched out last spring, one of them mysteriously disappeared. But they were pretty young at the time. And that was right after their enclosure got destroyed in the storm in August. And they were getting through the fence and going out wandering around the yard. And one of them disappeared. I don't know what happened to that one. And then, like I said, the big birds, only one of them mysteriously disappeared. So I think I've done pretty good. But these coyotes are really making me nervous. So I'll be glad when I get my livestock guardian dogs here. Because when I was up there with the chickens tonight, there was coyotes not too far back into the national forest. They weren't real close, but they weren't all that far back in there either. Yep, that's right, Elaine. Yeah, with all the leaves still on, if they get up in the tree and get up into where the leaves are, I can't see them. They're the one night when I said I found 3 of them. One of them was on a lower limb that didn't have many leaves on it. I saw her right off. Next limb up, which I probably would not have seen if I didn't see the lower one. There was one there. And then over on the other side of the tree where the leaves were even heavier, I found one of the Easter eggers. And again, if I wasn't already looking in that tree, I would never have seen her. Oh, I have one Easter egger. I'll try to remember the next time I do a video of the chickens to point her out. Anytime she hears me outside, she comes running right down here. She'll follow me around the yard. Well, they already have a good-sized run. See, that run's got to be... I would say it's got to be 1,500 square feet. But they would just rather fly over the fence. Well, what do you need a poop bag for, Emily? Just pick it up, put it in your pocket. Yeah, my chickens have it made. There's no reason they have to go outside of the run. Well, other than to follow me around. Because most of them that get out, they will come and find me. But that one, she follows me right around. Anywhere I go, she's right behind me. My dogs go off to the side to poop. They don't poop where I walk. They'll go along the fence, or they'll go on the side here and go towards the back. They're very good about that. The guineas are doing real well, Rick. The two oldest ones I hatched out for some eggs I bought on eBay. I actually, how many was it I hatched out? I forgot how many was I hatched out. But they had issues with their legs from the incubator. So I think what I have to do is put some shelf liner in the incubator next time so they got good footing. And even though they could move around, apparently they weren't getting to the food water good enough. Only I can figure out. And most of them ended up dying. But I did have two left from that batch. And then I bought some from Ideal Poultry. And our great old United States Postal Service took 3 days to deliver them. And most of them died. In fact, 6 of them were dead when I picked them up from the post office. And then I think it was, I think 8 more died within the next 24 hours. So then the hacker did a reshipment, and that time I had them shipped to Brett and Deborah's address because they get there a day quicker. And they did fine. So I've got 15 guinea geese right now, and they're growing fast. So I'll be able to let them free range fairly soon. They still got a ways to go. I did end up having one of them disappear. It was a tiny one. It wasn't grown like the rest of them, but it was healthy and stuff. And I didn't think it could get through between the bars of the enclosure, but apparently it did. And I don't know if it got out in the main part of the chicken run and the chickens killed it, and I just haven't found it yet, or if it actually got right out of the run. But that one disappeared. I actually had considered not even putting that one out, keeping that inside till it got bigger, because it was so small. But I've got 15 that are doing very well. So hopefully they'll keep the ticks down and keep the snakes away for me. Yet the reason I got the eggs and hatched them out is because I knew the way the Postal Service was messing around with the orders. And the reason they'll get to Brett and Deborah a day sooner is the mail for their post office comes directly out of Little Rock. They sit in Texas overnight. Then the following night, they go to Little Rock. And then the next morning, they go from Little Rock right to the post office. But to get here to Waldron, they sit in Little Rock for another day. Then they get shipped to Fayetteville. Then they go to Fort Smith. And then they're loaded on the truck to come to Waldron on the third day. So I figured the eggs, even if they're in the mail for an extra day or two, isn't going to hurt them. And they were packed very well. So, and I actually had a very good hatch rate out of them. Oh, yeah, thanks, Sparkle. I did not get them because they're cute. That's for sure. Yeah, I got them for pest control and keep the snakes away. They are noisy, Judy, but I don't think they're any noisier, maybe not quite as noisy as chickens are when they're singing their egg song. When I had them in the house, they would get noisy at night. They'd be fine now, but then when I went to shut the light off, for the first 5-10 minutes after that light was off, they were very noisy. When they're outside, yeah, I can hear them. But I really don't think at their loudest point, the thing is they're louder more often than chickens are. But at their loudest point, I don't think they're as loud as a hen that just laid an egg. I think Emily's going to throw us in the garbage. Shouldn't have done it, Judy. Okay. Emily's going to try not to throw us away. That's good. Yeah, Emily's always shoving us in her pocket. Hello, Estella. Um, well, pretty much just my normal nonsense. I don't think there's really anything special we've been talking about. I was just telling that I got some hired hands starting tomorrow. They're gonna start with getting the electric fence put up for my livestock guardian dog, so I can get them here as soon as possible. The animals are all doing good. Dixie does have pneumonia. Should see the doctor today. The thing is, she really didn't even act sick. She started in Friday night, coughing quite a bit. Thursday and during the day on Friday, she coughed a time or two, but nothing serious. But from Friday night on, she's been coughing quite a bit. So I took her in today. But you want that video, don't you, Emily? Yeah, I've had some stuff going on. I haven't got to that yet. Hello, Texas homegrown girl. Um, Can you guys think of anything else? Yeah, I'll definitely get that done, Emily. I know I've been talking about it for a long time. You're Superman. He's usually laying right here with me. He's such a sweet cat. Aren't you, Superman? I'm looking down through here to see what questions I have. I doubt it's going to be this week in Pink Sparkle. More than likely, it's going to be sometime next week. Hello, Rick. Yeah, because the absolute first thing that has to be done is that fence has got to be finished up so I can get the dogs here. And that's going to involve knocking some weeds down, which was all done earlier in the summer. But it's going to have to be redone. Unfortunately, when I was looking for a weed eater today, they were very expensive. So I think I can find one cheaper than that. So looks like they're going to have to do that with a weed whip. And also I can find one at Tractor Supply tomorrow. And I tried getting one at our local hardware store, and they didn't have one for under $300. It was $300 some dollars for the cheapest one they had. They went up to about $700, and I thought that was a little bit too much. Hello, Tails Toe in the Dark. Hey, dogs are doing good, Texas homegrown girl. They're doing very well. Yeah, buddy, he not only is he filled out, he's actually growing. He's almost as tall as Honey now. And the vet said he's between a year and year and a half old, so I didn't think he'd grow any taller. The only thing I can figure out is because he wasn't being fed, that maybe his growth stopped. And now that he's being fed, it picked back up again. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but or if maybe he wasn't quite as old as the vet thought he was. Because that was in August when she said between a year and year and a half. But he's definitely getting taller and he's really filling out. And Honey and Goldie, they're just filling out. And well, Honey has been looking nice for a while. Goldie took a little bit longer, and she's getting filled out nice now. And their identity hasn't been released yet, Rick. It will be very soon now. Yeah, I definitely need help with the heavy lifting because, well, many years ago, I wasn't supposed to be lifting over 25 pounds. And that was 5 or 6 years ago. Almost, it might have been about 6 years ago. And I know it hasn't got any better since then, that's for sure. Have a good night, Haig. Out by the road, that is a pretty rough shape. I'm hoping I can get all that cut down, get that hill picked up, then lay cardboard down, put topsoil over that, and get a good ground cover over it. I'm looking at blue rug juniper. That only grows about 5 or 6 inches tall, but it'll grow 6 to 9 feet wide. So I think that might be a good thing to have there for part of it. Then I want to plant some flowers somewhere in there also. Have a good night, Ace. Thanks for being here. Well, you remember how skinny those dogs were when I first videoed them, Cutie? When they first came here? I remember Goldie. I saw her probably a good 50 feet away, if not a little more. And you could count every rib on her. Yes, Barbara. I've got some insulation to put in here now. Well, the rafters have been insulated ever since just after I moved in here. I'm going to insulate it at ceiling level and eventually the walls. But I don't want to do the walls till after I get the wiring roughed in. I do have the wiring and the boxes for the ceiling. So I can get that done. Have a good night, Wanda. I'm not exactly sure, Emily, but probably next week. Or maybe week after. Yes, the one I'm in now, Emily. The big house doesn't need any insulation. That's all done. Yes, it will be good. Get those livestock guardian dogs here. They miss me. Plus, I need them here. Because these coyotes are just making me nervous. I don't think they're out there now. Because I don't hear the dogs barking. But when I can sit in the house here and hear coyotes out there, they're way too close. Nope, still working for the disability, Pink Sparkle. And my attorney told me last year that he expected to be about 2 years. I think he said 18 months, 2 years. Okay, have a good night, Elaine. Yes, they were, Barbara. They were in very rough shape. Yep, very skinny, Tony. Yes, Judy. Yeah, I don't think Buddy had long to live because he was very weak also because he didn't have energy enough to run from me. So he just lay right there and let me walk up to him. And if he got up to move, he'd get up, move maybe 20 feet and flop right down on his side again. And he's made a great improvement. Yep, there is pink sparkle, a lot of abused animals. Have a good night, Rick. Yeah, Mama V needs help with stuff up high. Yeah, when you get to a certain age, you just shouldn't be climbing up there like that. Yes, Jody, Jen and Wiley are great parents. Yeah, I was surprised how quick they started gaining weight. I started feeding them, I believe it was on a Monday night, called on Tuesday to get them into the vet. I think it was Tuesday I called. Anyways, it was the following Monday that they went in. I do remember that. And in less than a week there, I couldn't believe how much weight they gained then. And then she wanted to get Honey and Goldie in there as soon as possible to get spayed. And I said, well, we're going to have to wait till they get to be a certain weight to spay them or anything, with them being so skinny right now? And she said, no, I think another week they'll be good enough to be able to withstand the surgery. And then it ended up being being 2 weeks for Goldie, because as some of you remember, they went under the house and hid and couldn't come up beneath the house the day they were supposed to go in. And then Honey came into heat, so she had to wait a little bit longer. But we finally got that taken care of. And they seem to be doing very well now. Yep, they sure did, Pink Sparkle. They packed the pounds on quick. Hello, Maggie. Turn you blue. I'm just wondering how much Buddy weighs now. When I took him to the vet, he was 18 and a half pounds. And he's a lot more than that now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's pushing 30 pounds now. Oh, thank you, Judy. Yeah, Buddy is cute. He's starting to come out of his shell a little bit. Because he's been a little bit shy around the girls. They'll kind of push him away, and he just goes back under the house. And I keep telling him, Buddy, don't do that. Just stay out here. Because they're not doing it in a mean way. It's just they're a little bit bigger than he is. And I guess he's intimidated by them. But I've noticed lately he is starting to stay out when he's coming over his pets. If they come and try to push him, he stays there. And Honey likes to chase him out of the food dish. But he's getting plenty of food. But what he'll do with the food, he'll grab a mouthful of food, then go off to the side, eat what he's got in his mouth. He comes back, grabs another mouthful. So we've got 19 people left in here. See, quite a few people left. Hello, Joanne. Don't know how much longer I'm going to stay on here. Because I've got to get up early in the morning. Have a good night, Pink Sparkle. Because I got to go pick up the hired hands in the morning. Hi, Domino. Well, as you can see, Domino wants some attention. Now, look at the camera. There you go. Look at the camera. There you go. They want to see your face, not your tail. Even though you do have a big, pretty, fluffy tail. Well, I think I'm going to be shortly too, Judy. Yep, I have some help here, Texas Homegrown Girl. Have a good night, Tony. Okay. Well, I think it's about time to end this. I'll have another live Sunday at 5:30. And in the meantime, I'll have another video out probably Friday or Saturday. Let's see, been an hour and 37 minutes. Okay. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for being here.